Hello! Sorry we're a little late getting started. I am Rachel,
Chris,
and we are here with Growing Places Indy on our farm. So we are both the farm managers, co-farm managers here at Growing Places Indy. So we do all of the planning and planting and seeding, and to tell you about Growing Places Indy and hopefully give you some really good tips about container gardening and companion planting so that you can start growing at home, because that would be great. If everybody could grow at home and have some food right on their back porch, that would be awesome. So we hope that you find this useful and that you can do that. So just a couple things about Growing Places Indy. We are right here in Indy. Our main site is on Arsenal Tech's campus. So we partner with the school and with the John Bonner Fitness Center that's here on the campus as well. We have about 1.5 acres total between this and a couple other satellite sites around the city, but this is kind of our main home, our main hub. So we grow food here. So we have produce that is now available. We just started our online ordering system. So you can order our spinach and herbs are what we have available right now. We're gonna have greens and radish and some other roots very soon. And we also have a plant sale. So all of the plants that Chris will be talking about in the workshop here, we have available in our plant sale, which is also on our shop. So you can find that link on any of our social media and through our website. So yeah, those are some easy ways to support us and get involved with what we offer. We also have a workshop series of our own that we've been working on. So we have a couple of those coming up here in May. And what else am I forgetting? What else do we do? That's the main stuff right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of what we do is education. We love growing, we love providing the food for the community, but we also like empowering people to grow their own and put that education out there around urban farming and just home gardening. So hope to be useful to you. Anything else you want to get started?
Let's get started.
All right, guys. Let's see here. All right.
So, container gardening is great if you don't have any space and you just have a patio, back porch, front porch, a window even. They're also really great if you've never really gardened before. You're learning, and it's a really simple way, inexpensive way to get started. Just grow a couple of plants, get comfortable knowing what you're doing, and then you can maybe build a raised bed in the future and get larger slowly. And they're easier maintenance. You don't have to worry about soil-borne diseases as much. You don't have to worry about weeds. They're up close to your house or in your house, so you won't forget them as quickly. You want to make sure you are picking out pots or containers that are the appropriate size for what you want to grow. So I was going to talk about a couple here. Tomato plants, if you're just wanting to grow one tomato, bucket size is what you're looking for. Something about 12 inches wide, 18 inches deep.
And that's for cherry tomatoes or slicers, right? Like
yes.
Bigger tomatoes. And what do you have there?
This is a super sweet cherry tomato. It binds. So if you're doing binding tomatoes too, that's another thing. You need to find a way to trellis it. So that would be like there's determinate and
indeterminate.
Indeterminate. So you need to check which one you're growing. If you're doing a determinate, you can grow them in a cage and they're only going to get so tall.
Yeah, it will stay more like a bush.
Yes. If you're growing indeterminate, you got to trellis those. So you can be creative with that. Trellis them up some sort of post or a railing, whatever you have to work with.
Okay, we have a question here. It says, I have my zucchini in a pot that is a little smaller than that bucket. Is that big enough?
For zucchini, I would say, yeah, something, they could probably grow in that. The thing about
one plant, yeah.
choosing the size for your pot, if you don't get it quite right, they're still going to grow. They're probably just not going to produce as well as they could if they had the proper size. So yeah, one plant in that size of pot.
What would you say would probably be ideal though for a zucchini plant? More like the big one back there, you think? I mean, they get so broad up above, so
ideally, the
yeah.
larger the better, to be honest. And when you larger pots retain water better, so you're not having to worry about them drying out as quickly. So you can be
Thanks for the
creative.
question, Michelle.
What was that?
I was thanking her for asking a question. We like engagement, so tell us your questions.
You can be creative, build your own, recycle something. This is a recycled grain bin that my grandpa gave me. You just want to make sure you drill holes in it. Drainage is very important. And with bigger pots, I line the bottom with rocks or something because you have that much soil in there, those holes are going to get compact, or the soil's going to compact and it might block the holes. So the rocks will help keep it draining. You want to avoid clay pots. My personal preference, they dry out really fast. And lighter colored pots won't dry out as fast either, so those are always good.
Save your clay pots for your succulents and things that like dry soil.
I would just go by the cheapest potting mix you could find to start with. Everything that you need is usually in there as far as nutrients and organic matter, but as your plants are growing, you'll need to feed them. So you can do something like this kelp extract, or even this fish emulsion works great. Follow the instructions based on what you're growing and the size. Compost, top dressing with compost every once in a while, or even a compost tea is a great way to feed your plants. Obviously, don't forget to water them. That's very important. Keep the soil nice and moist. Put it in a sunny spot, of course.
We have one more question here. Do you have a suggestion on where to get gravel or rocks for the pots or an upright garden?
I don't, but I know like any hardware or like home improvement store usually sells like bags of gravel.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't have to be anything fancy or any particular type of like rock, just something to keep the bottom loose so that the drainage holes aren't blocked.
exactly. So start with a tomato here. And so if you're growing it by itself, like I said, at least this size, if not larger. And you want to plant it all the way up to its leaves, its first set of leaves.
So yeah, tomato plants are cool because they're like a tropical plant and they really like humidity. And like Chris said, the ones we have are all indeterminate. And so they're very vining. They will just keep growing. But any part of the stem that like touches soil and moisture can actually start rooting. So you can bury the plants up pretty high and they're gonna do fine, and that's gonna help them get a better start than if you're getting a transplant and you only put the soil block under the ground. It's gonna probably be a little floppy.
So in a pot this size with my tomato, I wouldn't want to plant any, like basil is great with tomatoes, but I wouldn't want to add basil in here because it takes up a lot of space. And when you're companion planting, that's something you have to consider. What above ground space is that plant taking up, and what below ground space is it taking up, and what kind of nutrients will they be competing for. So in this size pot with a tomato, I would probably just do some oregano and some thyme, and that'll look really pretty spilling over the edge as your tomato grows up. And it will shade these herbs, but that's fine because they like a little shade. And having all the soil covered is also going to keep the moisture in better. So you'll have to keep watering it as much as you would. And then if you wanted to go even bigger, to a pot maybe this size, a little bigger, you could even throw in some nasturtium, some chives. If you wanted, you could even do some basil, but make sure you're giving like the tomato on one side, the basil on the other side, so they have enough room.
Maybe you want to talk about the nasturtium real quick? Some people may not be familiar with nasturtium.
Nasturtium is a pretty flower that's edible. You can put it in your salads. It's fun. Say, what kind of flavor?
They're almost like spicy. They have a very peppery flavor and even scent. So you can, the whole plant, like the leaves and the flowers are edible. So you can even cut the leaves off into a salad. The flowers are, really beautiful, all different oranges and reds. They're a really cool flower to experiment with because they're beautiful and you can add them to your salad and be really fancy or feel really fancy. So we will have those in our summer plant sale as well, which will be going up this weekend. Nasturtiums don't really vine. They get really like long. And they're more kind of, bush or even like, what are those called? Like waterflower, waterfall, like pansies and like, what is that called? My mom would be so disappointed in me. I don't know ornamental flowers, but they'd kind of like waterfall, around the edge of the pot probably, but they won't really climb.
Okay. Cucumber is the next plant I have here. Same goes for it. You want to plant that all the way up to the leaves. It also is going to need to be trellised, so be creative with that. There are varieties that bush. I don't know the names of them off the top of my head, but if you really want cucumbers, you have no way of trellising them. Those do exist. So this is about the right size for if you're just growing a cucumber, about 12 inches wide. They only need to be about 8 inches deep. But just remember that these dark, small pots are going to dry out really quickly. So if you do this option, you need to be on top of keeping it watered and keeping it fertilized. If you want to grow cucumbers in something this size, you could grow the cucumber in the center, and it does well with lettuce all around the edge. And then if you wanted to do it something even larger, you can kind of plant the cucumber towards the back, let it vine up something, put your lettuce in there. It also does well with kohlrabi and beets. So those you can plant really close together. Kohlrabi grows a ball sort of above ground, and then beets grow a ball below ground. So you can pack them in nicely. They're pretty sure they're different families. They're not competing for the same nutrients, and they do well together.
And all of those things you just listed to plant with cucumber, those are fairly quick, like with their maturity. Yes. So maybe talk about like successions, like that you could harvest them and then plant more.
You could plant a first round here, a few weeks later, plant your second round, and then your third round, and then that way you're continuously harvesting them. And then you could go back in and start all over at this end and just make sure you add more fertilizer or compost or something.
Also, what would you recommend for trellising a cucumber out of a pot?
You can really do anything. I've trellised mine up the side of a fence once, honestly.
Okay. So
even if you have a porch, you want to hang a string down, you could just trellis it right up that string with some clips. But what you have to work with, try it, experiment, see what works, see what doesn't work.
Yeah, container gardens are a great way to experiment on a small scale. Yeah. So with trellising, with companion planting, it's a good small scale way to experiment and see what works, see what doesn't.
Okay. And then the last main plant I have for you is kale. Kale is fun to grow. It will get yay tall. You want to bury that up to where the leaves start to split as well, just like the other ones. It is a brassica, so it gets attacked by the cabbage worms or cabbage caterpillars. Little green caterpillars. They're awful, terrible things. So
it's those little tiny white butterflies that you may see around your garden that you think are so pretty, but Meanwhile, they're laying their eggs on your cabbages, your brassicas, and then those caterpillars will hatch and destroy your leaves. So
And they're green and hard to spot.
yes.
They blend in so perfectly. This pot is about the right size for kale, 12 by 12, roughly how big you would want to go. So this would be good for kale itself. If you wanted to grow the kale in something like this, you could plant the sage, oregano, and even thyme all around it, around the bottom, and these will help deter those cabbage caterpillars. Well, the moths, the butterflies. It will deter the butterflies from landing and laying those eggs. If you wanted to do something larger, you could do kale here. You could do some celery. They grow well together. You could still have these herbs, and you could even grow spinach in there. Those all do really well together. And that's what I have. Are there any more questions?
Yeah, so kale, something I would just add is kale is really great. You can plant it really early in the season. So, I mean, this is definitely something you can put outside right now and it'll do fine. And they will keep growing and producing like until there's frost and even past then. Like they are really great all season plants here. And honestly, the more you harvest them, the better they do. Like the taller they get and they'll just keep producing. So that's a really great option that is really easy to have in a pot on your patio or in a window. And yeah, I think, we had that question about naturally protecting the leaves. So yeah, just reiterating that those herbs you just listed.
Or sometimes I'll even put like, I had old sheer curtains that I sewed into like big squares and I put that over my cabbage.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another good thing if you're doing a container garden. It's easier to like protect each plant. I feel like you can net them or have those kinds of methods to deter bugs. So we had, would a tomato cage for a trellis work with cucumber plants?
It's gonna spill right out of that.
Yeah, it's gonna get taller.
You have to trellis it up something a little higher or longer than that.
Yeah. Even if you just had like a thin like post, I mean, I think lots of people do that. Like if you just put that down in the pot and just kind of secure it to the post as it keeps going up and wind it around it, that'd probably be the simplest.
Roughly, even with the tomatoes that vine like that, about something 6 feet tall. Not really tall, it could be tall, wide, whatever.
Just room to keep going. Yeah.
It just needs room and sunlight.
Or I've heard of also putting like a ladder at an angle, because then it will grow along the ladder to where it's like basically an arch that you could like walk under it and the fruit will hang down, which is pretty cool. I have not tried it, but sounds like a great idea. All right, guys, any more questions? Anything about growing places, about companion planting, containers, anything we've mentioned so far? We are here to answer. Yeah, we could. Okay, so think about those questions. We're just going to give you a quick little tour of this main area on our farm. So, like I said, we're here on Arsenal Tech's campus, and there's the John Bonner Fitness and Learning Center right here. And this is where the most of our beds are all together. And so this is also one of the first areas that we start growing. So we kind of have a mix of things in right now. Most of the beds have something seeded or growing in them already. Just have a few more that are going to be planted over the next couple weeks, really. So we have scallions, we have leeks, we have some mizuna in, and then up here we have a bunch of radish. So our first round of radish here will be harvested pretty soon. I mean, you can see the roots kind of bulbing up, so keep our eye on those. And we have our next round right here next to it. And then we have lots and lots of lettuce, which we will also be harvesting soon. We have a couple different rounds here. And then over here we have some more rounds of leeks, a different type of lettuce mix. We have arugula and spinach. And then all of this will be our cooking greens. So you can see they're still little right now, but we have in collards, red Russian kale, Swiss chard, and then all the way at the very end, that far corner, we have some Tuscan kale. Is that able to open? Maybe. It's kind of wedged. And then here in our high tunnel, which is really great for being able to plant early in the season and keep things going later into the winter. It's not heated or anything like that, but just, you know, the natural greenhouse effect in here will keep it pretty warm and humid. So we seeded some spinach in here. So you can see all the spinach, and then we interplanted our tomatoes. So you can see they're still little, but we have our big slicing tomatoes in here, and you can see some of these strings are from our trellis from last year, which as they get bigger we'll be adding lots more, and we're able to trellis them from the frame of the high tunnel. So yeah, that is mostly our main site. And then I can walk up here and show you, I think we have some questions about our farm stand and ordering plants and ordering produce. So our farm stand we're hoping to open in June. So that is on Thursdays, and we're also hoping to have it open on Mondays. So we'll have it twice a week now. And that is right here. So those green flaps open up, and that's where we will have our actual farm stand. Right now we are doing online orders, so we have our Square shop set up. You can find the link for that on our Facebook page and on Instagram. We're working on getting that integrated into our website right now. So right now all of our produce that's available and our plant starts that are available are listed there. You can order on Saturday and Sunday to pick up on Monday, and then you can order on Tuesday and Wednesday to pick up on Thursday. So you can see here we already have a lot of our plants out for our Thursday pickup here. What other questions? So yeah, we have spring plants are for sale right now, and I will be adding our summer plants this afternoon actually. So those will be available when the shop reopens on Saturday for Monday pickup. I think that answers all of those questions. Do you use any kind of pest deterrent, neem oil, or other natural products? You want to address that real quick?
I love using neem if it gets to the point that I need to. I mean, obviously I try to do whatever I can to avoid using any sort of technically pesticides. Even though it's organic and it's natural, it's still a pesticide, and it's still going to kill whatever pest. It doesn't really choose what pest. So it is a good one to use if you get to that point. It's a good fungicide, it's a good bug deterrent, it's good to help just overall protect your plants. Diatomaceous earth is another really great one that specifically will help against bugs that crawl.
So that's what we mixed into our beds with zucchini, because we've had problems in the past year with vine borer. And so they will, again, lay their eggs, their larvae, like inside the stems of your plant. And so they're eating it from the inside out, and you don't really realize until it's already dead. So trying to be proactive and utilize the diatomaceous earth this year for that purpose.
And it won't prevent the bugs from, they fly and they'll land on it. My goal is that when they hatch and the larva crawls down to enter the plant, that's when the diatomaceous earth will do its job.
Okay.
But yeah, our next workshop is actually for pest and disease control, and that's going to be on May 9th. So look out for that if you're interested.
Yeah. And then always companion plant tomatoes. We do, at least with our slicers, we always have here because we do trellis them. So, I mean, they're just going straight up pretty much. So, I mean, the rest of the bed is open and, yeah, tomatoes do really great with basil. They kind of help each other out. So yeah, we pretty much always plant our basil with our slicing tomatoes. And then our cherry tomatoes, we also trellis, but in a different way. It kind of takes up a little more of the bed, but we might experiment with a little bit of companion planting with our cherries as well. All right, guys. So yeah, check out our plant sale. I hope we inspired you of some cool combinations you can easily do at home. You can see, I mean, some of our plants right here, our collards, our Swiss chard, our kale, we have lettuce. Again, all those things that Chris showed you planting in the pots together, we have those available, or they will be listed this weekend. So hopefully, yeah, you can support us that way. We'd love to get these plants to you guys and order some spinach. We have tons of spinach. We'll have lettuce mix soon, radish soon. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm trying to like turn it so we can actually say goodbye. So thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you learned something, and hope you get involved or stay involved with Growing Places Indy. And thank you again, Indy Maven, for hosting us and inviting us to be a part of this.
Have a good one.
Guys. Bye.